Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 30 of the Runnin the Paint podcast. I'm Miles. I'm joined with Nick, Joey, and Jackson. Guys, how are you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. Great to be here.
Doing good, brother.
Going to do our postseason playoff dream matchups. Very excited for those.
I
So
think they can win the
yeah.
title, sir.
I guess you're right.
Yes, we've got a lot of fun things to go over. We are going to give our dream playoff matchups that we hope to see this season. We've got an unexpected winning streak, making things very interesting in the Western Conference to close out the season. We've got some other news to go over. But first and foremost, we want to give a quick shout out to the fans and everyone that has been watching the videos and the shorts over the last couple weeks. Our subscriber count has been going up steadily over the last couple weeks, and we hope to keep improving on this. This being our first season, we hope you guys stay along for the ride.
Indeed.
Thank you all for the support.
Thank you.
One extra comment: Miles McBride just threw it off someone's back on an inbounds play.
Oh gosh,
Scored a two.
Pulled the Josh Hart from the baseline on about.
Yeah, Josh Hart was turned around. He just threw it off his back.
That's right. Tom Thibodeau has been going crazy with his rotations, playing his guys the whole game. But first, let's start with our news with the Houston Rockets. Who would have ever thought at this point in the season we'd be leading a show talking about the Houston Rockets? But we are. They are on an 8-game winning streak. They're on an 8-game winning streak. They've caused Jackson Goglin to come out of retirement and watch basketball again. And
here.
Welcome back.
That reminds me, their game's about to start.
Yes. And the Rockets, as we're recording this, are now just one game behind the Golden State Warriors for the 10th and final spot in the play-in tournament, potentially tied or a half game behind after tonight. Jackson,
I'm gonna cry.
You start with the Rockets, man. You've been watching for the longest time.
I'm telling you right now, next year when Al P comes back, he's not gonna be first option. This fast-paced offense is nuts. I mean, it's nuts. All these young guns with their fresh legs, running and jumping and dunking everywhere. It's like watching 5 Giannis's on the court.
The Houston Rockets, they have been a fun watch, man. They've definitely been a fun watch, especially in their last game.
No one punches.
Oh gosh, yeah. The last game against Utah, the Rockets scored.
Beautiful.
The Rockets scored like 147 points. They were on fire.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the Ime Udoka quote? If you're gonna throw a punch, make sure he lands.
Yes, dude, and that's so true. If you're gonna throw a punch, make sure it hits him so he knows the earth.
I guess the reward he got was one less game on his suspension because he got 1 and Chris Dunn got 2, but neither of them landed the punch. So
imagine how fast-paced this offense is going to be next year, with Tari coming back, with Cam coming back,
with Alp
learning how to run faster.
They need to trade Alp if they're going to continue this fast-paced offense.
I'm going to smack you through the screen.
This does pose a question for the Rockets going into next season with the way that they've been playing recently and Jalen Green playing so well without Şengün.
Get him having more children.
Okay.
That's the key.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Daddy Jalen.
Whoa. Calm down.
Clip that. Daddy Jalen.
Clip it. Thank you.
I said it with a different, I didn't say it.
No.
Okay.
Moving
on.
I heard 2 D's, an A, and another. Wait, 3 D's.
I mean, this race is going to come down to a few crucial games.
It's not going to come down to nothing. We're gonna tie it tomorrow when the Warriors lose, and it's over.
Jackson, can you take your hood off? I keep hearing scratching.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of scratching, buddy.
That's better.
Cry me a river.
Thank you.
Okay, from a realistic standpoint that the rest of us are in, Do you guys think that the Rockets can make the play-in tournament?
Yes.
We scored with less than a second in the game. We scored less than a second in.
I would have to bring up what we talked about in the pre-pod lobby, which was what the Warriors' comments were last night after their loss to or 2 nights ago,
Draymond's
whatever
a
it was,
sissy.
to their loss to the Timberwolves, when they sat Steph and, Steve Kerr was talking, I believe, Miles, you said about, why don't you just tell them what Steve Kerr was talking about? 15 years riding the same guy. He's tired.
Yes, essentially. So Golden State on Sunday night, they played against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they lost a close one. But the Warriors, they had control for a decent part of the game until midway through the third quarter, where they rested Steph Curry for about 10 straight minutes when the Timberwolves went on a run to take the lead, and then they eventually went on to win the game.
That's perfect.
And afterwards, Steve Kerr basically said, he was asked about this, Steph Curry only playing 30 minutes in this game, and you guys noticeably playing worse without him. And he just said, we can't continue to ride Steph Curry.
Pause.
Well, yes.
Pause.
But he's quoting.
I am quoting Steve Kerr. Don't stop it. Listen. But no, what do you guys think about
Well, back
this?
to my point, about the Warriors. Well, if this is going to be a consistent theme, then I would say, the Rockets definitely have a chance. But, I mean, again, I think it's going to come down to a couple crucial games. When guys talk about, seasons flipping one way or another, based on a couple possessions or turnovers or, shots that go in or out that they remember. This is kind of like one of those situations where, if they get to a late game here they play the Blazers twice coming up, and if one of those games don't go their way because of, a shot at the end or something, and they lose out by one game, then, definitely.
I'm going to love it.
I'm sorry, the Rockets are playing the Blazers twice, not the Warriors, but...
Yeah. But if they lose... no, the Rockets aren't losing crucial games.
I think it's very possible for the Rockets to do it. And I'm a believer in the Rockets. I always have been. I'm a huge fan of the Rockets. Always will be. Never doubted them for a second. It comes down to what you told us in the pre-pod lobby that they play next week on Thursday, or they play on Thursday.
The Warriors and Rockets do play in Houston next Thursday. So that's
the crucial game because going up, it's going to be going back and forth. I think just one game here and there. They'll be tied possibly because I don't think the Warriors are just going to lose every single game, and to think the Rockets are going to win every single game until then. If they do, great, but that game will be.
Well, if they do, they'll be the 7th seed.
It's not going to
worry about the play.
It's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. It will come down, I think, to that game. Whoever wins that game is good. It's going to
H-Town showdown.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. An H-Town showdown.
Yeah, Golden State. So in the remainder of their schedule, they only have 4 home games remaining. But weirdly enough, they haven't been that good at home this season. I believe they're under 500 at home, which is unheard of for a playoff team, especially the Warriors. We know they've had, one of the best home court advantages over the last few seasons, but they have been a very good road team this season. They're on a 4-game road trip currently. They play Miami, Orlando, Charlotte, and San Antonio. So this could be a crucial stretch for Golden State here as they
gotta win 3 of those. Gotta win 3 of those.
I'm incredibly happy for Steph Curry. He wants his rest. He's going to be in Cancun early this year.
But he doesn't want his rest. He wants to play.
Yo, you are not going to say. Steph is the GOAT.
Bro, you did not just name drop him.
Well, he's one. I mean, he's in, changing the game. Okay.
The schedule
definitely that conversation.
The schedule, I don't know exactly who it would favor in this situation because Houston, 4 of their final games are on the road, where they have really struggled this season.
Don't care. We're locked in.
All
right, maybe we're not locked in. Can we stop turning the ball over, please?
I think, I don't know, just looking at the 2 schedules in the remaining, I think the Warriors probably have the easier. They have the Hornets, the Spurs on here. They have the Blazers, the Jazz twice. That's 5 or 6 games. That's 5 or 6 games you should win right there.
Yeah.
And then looking at the Rockets, they have to go to LA and play the Clippers. They have to play the Mavericks. They have to play the Timberwolves again. They have to play the Thunder.
I'm hearing one game in there where we're gonna get screwed by the refs the whole game because it's LA.
It could, like Joey's saying, come down to who's gonna win that game.
Let's
on
see who has.
next Thursday.
I am curious. I'm gonna check real quick who has the season
tiebreaker or more division.
Who has Jalen Green?
Golden State has a 2-0 lead in the season series, so they've already clinched. They have the tiebreaker.
Yippee! So fun.
So they have the tiebreaker going in. So Houston is going to have to finish a game over them. It can't be a tie situation.
Right.
Oh, great.
But
which means if they lose that game, it's pretty much. I feel like
it's essentially over. The Rockets have to win that game.
Still got Brooklyn's pick. I'm chilling. We're good.
already hedging the loss.
He's already
Jackson Goslin, the believer, the biggest Rocket fan, is hedging their loss already.
Why is Aaron Holiday in the game?
Let's give a shout out though to Jalen Green.
Aaron Holiday.
I think he's the biggest. He's definitely the biggest reason why the Rockets have been playing so well over this 8-game winning streak, averaging 29 points per game, 6 rebounds.
I already did my
assists,
apology forms.
Shooting 45% from 3 on 9 attempts per game. Like
that's
what happens when he is efficient.
He's shooting at a very high clip recently in the month of March, and it's paid dividends for sure. So shout out to Jalen Green for playing so well, man.
Big shout out to Jalen Green.
Moving on, let's talk about a potential record that may have been sealed by the time this video is up with Domantas Sabonis of the Sacramento Kings. In the Kings' last game on Saturday against the Orlando Magic, Domantas Sabonis had his 53rd consecutive double-double, tying Kevin Love for the longest streak since the ABA-NBA merger back in the 76-77 season. And he could pass it tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers. This is crazy. Like, I don't see a lot of people talking about this. Like, this is some historic stuff that none of us have seen before.
Nope.
I would just like to point out what I pointed out earlier, which was, of the 3 co-hosts on this podcast, I believe I was the only one who had him on the All-Star team in the West.
I think Jackson was the only one that didn't have him. I went back and checked.
What?
I went back and checked.
All right, well, he definitely deserved to be an All-Star. That's my main point. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you guys out.
Domantas Sabonis is better than Anthony Davis. It is what it is.
He's been his son every time they see each other.
Who's got the ring? Who's got the ring on their finger?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, people call Jordan the GOAT because he has more rings than LeBron.
Jackson.
Put down.
Jackson. We talked about the hood.
Put down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Apologies to the listeners on the podcast.
Thank you, Sketch. Thank you, Sketch.
No, my head's cold.
Yeah, short term memory loss.
But look, Sabonis. So the rest of the season, he could max this streak out to 65 straight double-doubles, which would be the 9th most ever in NBA history, trailing only Wilt Chamberlain, who did it 7 times. Walt Bellamy and Elgin Baylor.
Let's go.
Sabonis has just had a historic season. He's set to join Wilt Chamberlain as the only players ever to average 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists for a whole season. He's just really had a spectacular year. And as we were saying in the pre-pod lobby, he definitely needs all NBA consideration this year.
Not consideration. I think he's locked in if he does that. Even if he gets to like just 60 double doubles and he's like right there and his streak ends, but he gets the streak and has that kind of stat line, I'm sorry. Doesn't matter if he's in Sacramento. He's leading them to a playoff team. Sorry, national media, but he deserves it.
Well, stay tuned because we will be doing our All-NBA.
Actually, they are not technically a playoff team. They are a play-in team. right now.
Who do they play tonight?
Yeah, the Kings will not be
I'll
in
probably
my
the Sixers.
my dream matchups because they're not a part of my playoff picture because they weren't at the beginning of the year, and they still aren't.
Yeah, no, I don't see them getting out of the play-in, but that's just me.
Really? All right, we'll get.
Well, who's their coach? Who's their coach?
A great head coach,
Dude.
Joe.
Mike Brown.
Isn't that a 2-time
They're
coach
not
of the
making
year?
out of the play-in.
He's got some rings. No, he
doesn't.
doesn't.
He does. He does have some rings. He does have.
Oh, because he was
Warriors.
He was an assistant. Come on.
And the Spurs. And the Spurs.
Oh yeah.
Championship
Rings
coach.
are rings, dude.
Rings are rings, buddy.
Stop.
Final story of news before we get to those dream playoff matchups. A very odd story that just came out before we started recording. The Raptors' Jontay Porter essentially is under investigation by the NBA following multiple instances of betting irregularities over the past several months. So looking in this article, that Woj
Call him
put
Shohei
out,
Ohtani.
Shohei Porter Jr.
Basically, depending on DraftKings, where they set his over/under for different stats, he would either choose to play more minutes or play better, or be out for personal reasons.
That's amazing.
Which is crazy.
It's genius. He doesn't make much money. He's a poor person. In the NBA.
That is actually the definition of betting to cheat. That is actually the definition of it. To bet on yourself and then choose not to do it. That is what people accuse Pete Rose of doing.
Pete Rose is innocent. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, those are two different things. He can be both guilty and deserve to be in the Hall of Fame at the same time.
That is true.
4,000.
Sorry, this isn't a baseball podcast.
Yeah, no.
It is.
No.
Now it is.
But that's what I'm saying. With all the sports betting going around and the way they're advertising it, I hear it all the time now. It's going on in the MLB, NBA, NFL, even over in Europe in the soccer leagues over there too that I follow.
This is the first time I've heard about it in the NBA, though.
Well, I've heard about it. Wasn't there a whole documentary with the ref last year?
Yeah,
that was the ref.
Is that
still
NBA?
Was not NBA?
Sorry, that does not count as NBA?
Recently.
Sorry, Jackson.
That was last year. That was last year.
I thought it was about the old ref.
No.
I think it wasn't about the old official. I'm pretty sure it was.
It might have been. Whatever. But still.
Well, then why is it? Well, that's what they were talking about with Rudy Gobert. Tim Bontemps one of my favorite, and what he was saying was well, this is kind of what you did by the league. He used the term, his quote was getting in bed with the casinos.
Yeah.
Not getting in bed with the casinos, but getting in bed is what he said. Getting in bed with sports betting companies and all that.
Sports betting companies.
Yeah. So you kind of open the door for for a while, for the longest time, it was we don't want this, we disapprove of it, but now it's just the floodgates, you know.
I was going to say, now that you open up the floodgates, you're getting all this money, and they don't care. They'll have sports books in the arenas. They'll have all the advertisements on the court, on the sidelines, everywhere.
Do you guys
it's most prominent for sure in the NFL.
Do you guys think that fans take it too far as on social media or whatever, going at
Did you hear about the JB stuff?
I did.
JB Vickers stuff? Is that what you're referring to? Because that is 100% taking it too far.
Not even. Well, I mean, that's the biggest.
What is it?
For those who don't know, basically, JB Bickerstaff said in a pregame press conference that his whole family had received death threats because of betting allegations, or I don't know exactly what it was.
He got someone leaked his phone number or something like that, and he was getting actual texts from people yelling and giving him and his family death threats for them losing games and not covering their bets.
And that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Win more games. I'm just kidding.
That's oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
No, what?
No, I mean,
dog, that's insane.
I was joking.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you were joking.
I love sports betting. I do it because I'm of legal age. And I'm in a legal state where you can do it.
Yeah,
but
I've never
it's
sports
never
bet in my life. No.
My thing is,
Mm-mm.
well, or at least the way I was taught is, don't do it if you don't have the funds to do it. Don't make it like your life. Do it as a fun thing. Do it with, like, if you have a little bit of excess money and you want to make it a little more interesting for yourself. That's fine. But taking it too far is those people that do it who, like, this is their income. This is what happens to it. It becomes their life. It becomes obsessed, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
I was gonna say, like, a huge problem is if there is betting at the games. Well, there already is betting at the games if you have your phone, but, like, when you're at the game and you have money on it, like, that's an emotional experience, and you're not necessarily thinking about the human aspect of the guys who are out there putting it on the line.
Yeah.
So you, sir, behave or act up.
Imagine being a sports bettor. You have Dallas's money line, and then Max Strus hits a full court shot.
Right.
I'd be pissed off too.
Yeah, but
got the whole mortgage on the Mavericks that night, and then
again, that's the problem though. That's when it becomes an addiction, when you're betting stuff that you don't have, or betting too much that you're gonna lose everything, or lose a whole lot that can, like, financially wreck you.
True.
So
I'm gonna a problem and an addiction, and it's awful sometimes.
I'm gonna read you guys basically exactly what Jontay Porter was doing for these investigations, because this is very interesting. So in the Raptors game on January 26th against the LA Clippers, there was increased betting interest on the under for Porter's numbers, which for the night were set at around 5.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. That night, Porter played just 4 minutes before leaving the game because of what the Raptors said was a re-aggravation of an eye injury that he had suffered earlier in the week. He did not score against the Clippers. He had 3 rebounds and 1 assist, meaning the under hit on all the props. The next day, as part of a daily report to users on betting results, DraftKings Sportsbook reported that the under on Porter's 3-pointers was the biggest money winner for bettors of any NBA player props from games that evening.
That was only him. Who else was betting on that?
Porter played 19 minutes 2 days later and scored 12 points with 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Good game.
Yeah.
Then on March 20th, in a game against the Sacramento Kings, Porter played just 3 minutes before leaving the game because of what the Raptors said was an illness and did not return. Sportsbook had his over-under set at around 7.5 points and 5.5 rebounds. The next day, DraftKings reported that Porter's prop bets was the number one moneymaker from the night. This is not a coincidence.
This is
he's
not
playing
a coincidence.
chess. Everyone else is playing checkers. I don't see a problem.
No, he's getting caught.
He's specifically betting on himself, not doing what he needs to do to win, or do it, and he's making money on it.
He would be losing.
The definition of cheating.
He would be losing.
I think betting on yourself is a good thing. He believes
but not the
in
under.
Not literally.
Not the under. Because then you could go in for like 2 minutes and then, like what he's doing, checking himself out, and then you automatically get it.
I believe he felt ill.
Betting on yourself is not taking the unders.
That's
Yeah, betting on yourself is always, if you take the over, that's betting on yourself.
Dude, imagine, like, his 3-pointers for these, the over-under was 0.5. Imagine betting on yourself for the under on 0.5 of anything.
Just don't attempt a 3.
Just
I mean,
you just don't shoot. You're wide open. You pull a Ben Simmons. Pass it out.
He knows his strengths. He knows his weaknesses. I don't see a problem.
But just some funny things. Like, you're right. Like, really the first time we've seen this with a player.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes of this. He is listed as out for the Raptors for the second straight game due to personal reasons. So we'll see if this is real or what comes out of this.
I know what happened.
Definitely real.
He had an interpreter that took $4.5 million.
Oh my god. Okay, so
he's Canadian. He can't understand. He lives in Canada. He can't understand Canadian betting. I don't know what's your problem.
Right.
I really don't see your problem.
Oh my goodness.
Just a funny story. Now let's get into our, I guess, hopeful dream play
You
in
already know mine.
playoff matchups, our postseason matchups. Let's start with the Eastern Conference. Let's start with Joey. What are
Me.
what are your matchups that you want to see, I guess, in the first round of the playoffs this season?
Okay. First, I'll tell you what I don't want to see as a Cavs fan is the Cavs stay, like what you were telling me before. Cavs stay in third, and the Heat are move up to 6, and we play the Heat, and we just get absolutely demolished. We don't match up well against the Heat. We would get crushed. I don't want to see that. I do want to see Cavs versus Magic.
Yeah, I got that too.
Cavs Magic first round would be great. Would be absolutely fantastic. Two of my favorite teams in the East. Cavs, obviously, by a million.
Yeah, I've got Cavs Magic too.
That's just a fun series. Donovan Mitchell, Paolo Banchero, two young stars is great.
That would definitely be the NBA TV series. But
doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That'll still be a
fun one for me. The other ones will be sweeps.
Dude, what's gotten into
You
this?
think? Really? What are your other East matchups? What do you think? What do you want to see?
I think the Pacers. I'm with you. I think the Heat overtake the Pacers for the 6. So seeing maybe the Knicks Heat would be kind of fun. I think seeing Jimmy Butler take out the Knicks would be a good one.
That's adorable.
For the second straight year?
Yeah, for the second straight year.
That's adorable.
That's always a good time.
Wait, are we not doing our
you know what I would
1-8,
like to see?
1 or 2-7, 3-6?
The Sixers make it out of the play-in and possibly play the Bucks in the first round. I would love to see Giannis versus Embiid. That would be such a fun matchup. And Tyrese versus Dame. Oh, to me that would be a fun one too.
And that would leave. What would that leave? The Celtics and the Pacers?
Yeah, probably. Or I don't know, man. The Hawks.
Dude.
No, I don't see the Hawks. The Hawks are terrible. No, I would probably see the Pacers versus the Celtics, and to me, that's a blowout.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, that we just mentioned the Hawks a little bit, and I've been thinking recently with the way that the Western Conference postseason picture has been looking compared to just the bottom of the East. Like, does it feel like the Bulls and Hawks, they should not be allowed a chance to make the playoffs with the seasons they have? Would you guys agree with that?
I don't know, because the Bulls have really turned it around, and they're playing a lot better than they were at the beginning of the year. Like, over a one-game thing, if they can beat the Sixers with a healthy Embiid, they definitely, I think, deserve
Embiid's never healthy.
A shot at. I mean, I think that's what the plan is for. Like.
Yeah,
well, it's not for crappy teams to be there. Is your point?
Just looking at the standings, if you look at it, the Heat and the Sixers right now are both 39 and 32. And then below them is the Bulls and Knights, who are 5 games behind them.
Yeah.
And then another 2.5 games behind them is the Hawks at 31 and 39. I'm sorry, they don't just, if they make the playoffs, that's like seeing, I know because March Madness is going on, that's like seeing under 500 team accidentally just win their tournament and make it to the NCAA tournament. You know,
you're right.
It's terrible.
That's my biggest problem is the Hawks, because they could potentially finish 10 games under 500 and have a chance for the playoffs. That's why, in my personal opinion, because I think the play-in tournament is great.
I agree.
It's been an incredible addition. I want to see the league do what they did in the bubble, which was that was the first year they implemented the play-in tournament. And what they did was, I'm not sure exactly what the number of games was, but if you were, like, let's say 3 games behind the 8th seed, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance to make it, because 3 games, that's a lot of games between 8 and 9 to, like, have a chance for the playoffs.
Right. I see. I think that's a great idea.
I agree.
Yeah.
Jackson, what do you think?
I mean, I agree, but I think this year they should keep that rule because we're going to be 3 games behind the 8th seed. So.
Well, no, not like behind the 8th seed. I mean, like, I don't know, like
if you're under 500, you shouldn't be like, because 500 is still a 41 win team.
Yep.
Or okay, I guess I should have said for
bad.
the 8th seed. If you're like 4 games behind the team that you're right up against, then you shouldn't be able to play them for the
like that 5-game spread between the Sixers and the Bulls.
Yes, yeah. That's my thing.
When you go to the West, it's different because they're all like 3 games in.
Exactly, the West there is no problem.
Yeah.
There is no problem for the West. Let's stay with the East. Jackson, what are your matchups that you want to see?
All right, I'll go. So for 1-8, I guess I'll go Celtics, Sixers, because I don't want to see the Bulls or the Hawks, but I also don't want to see playoff Embiid. So yeah, we'll just do that because it'll be an easy win for the Celtics. And then I think Bucks Heat. I think we stay with Bucks Heat because that's always been a good series. I think honestly this might shock you guys. This would be a boring series, but I'd like to see the Magic jump up to 3, play the Pacers at 6, and then I'd like to see the Cavs and Knicks again.
I do like that. I'm a big fan of that.
I can't do it again. I can't do it for a second year in a row. I can't take it as a Cavs fan.
I think the Cavs have a really good shot in that series.
As
much as I love the Knicks, I think they'd have.
Yeah, I'd be down for Cavs Knicks part 2, honestly.
But I mean, because like the Magic and Cavs, like that's just, to me, that series is just boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would definitely be boring.
It would be really boring.
Nick, what do you have for yours?
Okay, so I went a bit different because I really think that, like Jackson said, the Bucks Heat is a great matchup, but I think the Celtics Heat matchup is even just that much better. So I would hope, and this is like a dream thing, I would hope that the Heat fall below and they lose the play-in game maybe to Philly, and then they're battling for the 8th seed in the second play-in game. And so I would go Celtics Heat for the 1-8. I would probably go Bucks Sixers. And then I like Jackson's idea of Knicks Cavs rematch, and then have Orlando bump up to the 3 and play the Pacers at 6.
Do we think Joel Embiid thinks of the play-in as the playoffs? Because that is a big implication on.
I would say yes.
So then they're gonna lose in the play-in.
That's right.
I think they might. If Joel Embiid thinks it's the playoffs,
he would have to be back or at least the second game if they lose the first one.
Yeah, if he's back.
Well, he'll be back in early April, they said.
I think he'll be back.
Early April? Yeah, he definitely could be back.
Let's do our West. West is.
Well, I haven't given my East.
West is
wow, yeah, let's.
Well,
yeah,
you're taking
Miles.
Yeah,
you're taking Miles, man. We don't care.
Oh yeah.
All right, fine. Miles, let's hear yours.
We're
on
your time.
Stellar performance.
No, so I agree. I want to see a Celtics Heat series.
Yeah.
I want to see Celtics Heat in the first round. A rematch of the last 2 Eastern Conference Finals.
Can the Heat do it again versus the historic Celtics, the 1-8 upset?
That'd be
something. That'd be something. There'd be some big changes coming in Celtics if they lose to Miami in the first round.
What about the Bucks and Pacers?
That's what I got. You gotta let me talk.
Damn it, Jackson.
I got Bucks. I want Bucks Pacers because the Pacers have had the Bucks number for most of the season, but they played like all their games before the Bucks have gone on this surge and have looked, like contenders again.
Surge. They're stupid.
No defense series. Sorry.
I want to see both those teams go at it now that the Bucks have really figured things out. My 3-6, I want to see the Knicks and the Sixers because I want to see a ugly series.
What?
It's the playoffs.
Yeah.
I like seeing ugly series in the first round.
No. You just want to see the Cavs and Magic.
And Cavs Magic.
That's ugly too.
Jackson.
I don't want to be puking everywhere the whole playoff series.
Jackson, you can't call me a Glazer when we all know that you're going to have the Rockets in these matchups.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
The Rockets aren't even in the playoffs.
The Rockets are literally the 11th seed.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Pacers Bucks would be really good.
Yeah, well, the Rockets have currently in the NBA the best center I have ever seen in my own two eyes, and it's first quarter against the Portland Trailblazers, Jock Landale.
Oh my goodness! You're not going to be playing against the Portland Trailblazers
15,
to get in.
15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 for 5 from the field right now with 2 threes.
Wait, he actually? Oh my gosh, this is actually real. The 15-point first score for Jock Landale.
This is not a my career game.
Dude, I've been holding in my excitement.
All right, let's go to the West. Let's go on to the West. Who wants to start with their West dream matchups?
Oh, should we let them go?
All right.
You guys can skip ahead the next 5 minutes.
Yes.
What do you mean? All right, fine. Someone else go.
No.
No, you go. You go. You're excited.
I mean, come on. I think for the 1 versus 8.
He can't even hold himself together.
He's done.
For the 1 versus 8, my dream matchup in the first round would be the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Houston Rockets.
Dude. Timberwolves.
Jeez. Yeah,
Rockets.
you're like you skip ahead, man.
All right, never mind. All right, who wants to go first?
I'm glad I said
that. Who wants to start?
That would feed my family, just my family.
Just.
and then the 2-7, I want to see LeBron and AD. Oh wait, no, that's impossible.
Yes, it's
I want to see
for now.
So I want to see Luka Doncic versus Nikola Jokic and company. That's the 2-7. The 3-6, I would like to see the Clippers going up against the Suns. And then 4-5, I'd like to see the Pelicans versus the Thunder.
Oh.
Why Clippers Suns?
Because that matchup would go insane.
Ooh, you know what? That is a good matchup. I don't think it's possible.
I know.
I don't think it's possible, but that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. Oh no, they're 5.5 games back.
Well, the Suns would have to jump the Pels.
Yeah, unless the Suns jumped over the Pelicans. That would definitely be a fun matchup. That'd be fun for sure.
All right, I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great.
Here we go.
Just talk about the Suns. I would like to see them play the Nuggets because I honestly think that if anyone's going to beat Denver, it's going to do it by outscoring them. And those 3 guys, obviously the Suns don't play a lot of defense, but I think, Denver's the best team and the Suns can score a lot. So I think that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, Suns and Nuggets. They play on Wednesday night in Denver. So we can get a little preview of this. The Suns and the Nuggets.
Well, they would have to fall all the way down to the play-in now, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But again, this is our dream matchup. So
yes,
it went to overtime last time they played, and it was a really fun game to watch.
Yeah,
I would love to see that 7 game.
Still, I mean,
Jackson,
playoff Murray and Jokic. They're outscoring everybody. Aaron Gordon's gonna slow KD down.
I think there's a decent chance that Booker and KD can make more shots than Jokic and Murray.
In terms of depth and stuff, though, too, I think Denver's just tough. Denver crushes.
You let them score every possession.
It's going to be like the
shot.
Celtics.
They'll miss some of them.
A 4-0 sweep.
All right. You're definitely right. It probably could be. But moving on.
I think
2-7.
I mean, okay, yeah. I think the Lakers or the Mavericks have the best chance of beating Denver if they were to play first round.
I hope that they play the Thunder, the Mavericks. I got 2-7. I got Thunder, Mavericks. I just think that'd be a really fun series. Mavericks have
Two
gotten a
best
lot
bucket
better.
getters.
Thunder have been strong all year. Yeah, that'd be really fun to watch. At 3, this is the one I hope and pray for. But it's not going to happen because the Lakers are terrible. But I want to see the Wolves and Lakers play a 7-game series. I want to see Ant battle LeBron.
Okay.
I want to
I
see
would love that.
Cat and Rudy see if they can overpower AD and just see if
A bye week.
I think that sounds like a series that would go the distance, and LeBron and AD would have to play really good to beat a healthy Minnesota team.
The problem with that is they got to get through the Kings in the play-in, and we all know how Sabonis does against
right.
AD.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this one is possible, maybe even because the Lakers are terrible, like I said. And then my last matchup at 4-5 is Clips-Pels. I think that's going to be I think that's a great matchup.
I also have Clips-Pels. I think that's just a fun matchup. Kawhi PG versus Zion Brandon Ingram. That's loaded.
Yeah.
The buffet for the Pelicans right outside of the team playing. The Clippers can just set out a nice buffet for them in LA, and Zion's out. First game.
What is
ha 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 ha! Funny fat
True.
joke. We love it.
Not even a joke.
We love it.
Not even a joke. It's literally the truth.
The Pelicans did just destroy the Clippers a few nights ago.
That was
They're playing game. OKC as this pod comes out tonight.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll go next. So for my 1 versus 8 seed, now I know we gave a lot of crap to Jackson for having the Rockets, but I also have the Rockets as an 8 seed, making it through the play-in. And I have them playing.
What happened?
I would love for the Oklahoma City Thunder to play the Houston Rockets in the first round.
Because they would get swept. That's how you.
There'd be no close games, but.
John, are you kidding me? Jalen Green. No, to me, this is a fun run and gun, like a run and gun team, like 2 run and gun teams. Especially with how the Rockets are playing, to me, that would be a fun series to watch. Yes, you're probably right that they'll get swept, but to me, that's a fun series that it's going to be a whole lot of highlights.
You did this to yourself.
The second, I would have the Nuggets versus the Mavericks. I'm with you. Jokic versus Doncic. That's a matchup we all want to see. Sorry.
It's probably not. Neither of them would try in that series.
You guys would be just butting it up on the. And Godwin's gone. Thank God. Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah. So Doncic versus Jokic. That's just a fun game. That's just fun. Kyrie versus playoff Jamal Murray. That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Let's see. 3 versus 6. I would love the Timberwolves versus the Suns. High-powered offense versus the best defense in the league. Who breaks first?
The Suns.
The Suns.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I could definitely see the Suns beating the Timberwolves.
For sure, that's not a bad take at all.
You're getting
I think that'll be.
No, that could go either way for sure.
I think that'll be a fun series. I think that'll be a fun series. Best offense, or one of the best offenses versus the best defense. That's what we're here for.
True.
Obviously, I think that when it comes to playoffs, defense wins. So.
Yes, very.
There's one more matchup, Joey.
That would be the Clippers-Pelicans. The Clippers-Pelicans.
I said Clippers-Pelicans.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no. That's why I went into right into mine, because when you said Clippers-Pels, I said I also have Clippers-Pels.
All right.
Yeah, I think Clippers-Pels is definitely one that I'd want to see too. That's at the 4-5. Either team with home court advantage. I don't know. I feel like home court advantage is something that doesn't really matter a lot for those 2 teams. They don't have a great home court advantage.
No.
With either of those teams, they both play very well on the road. My 1-8 matchup is where I have the Nuggets and the Mavericks. I want to see the Nuggets as the 1 seed because they are, in my opinion, the best team in the West. They're the favorite to come out of the West. 2-7.
They play the 8th seed. They're playing the Rockets.
2-7. The Rockets will be the 11th seed. The 2-7, I've got the Thunder and the Suns.
Ooh.
I don't know. So I think it'd be fun basketball-wise, but also, like, Kevin Durant versus the Thunder.
Ooh, right.
And now
that
the
would
Thunder...
be so heated.
Well, probably between the fans and Kevin Durant.
I was going to say the fans are about to be so toxic.
Good. Kevin Durant deserves to be have toxic stuff.
And I don't know where I would go in that series. I don't know who I would favor between the Thunder and Suns.
Do you favor experience or favor the young guys who can just run up and down the floor?
I would probably favor the latter and take the Thunder.
The Thunder.
Fast-paced teams win games, boys.
Yeah, but I cannot. The Suns haven't proved anything. Like, they've had a whole regular season to prove that they can do it, and they haven't.
They haven't figured it out. They just haven't figured it out. You can blame
Yeah. 5 games, maybe?
The Suns have been one of probably the most disappointing teams this year.
You have to win
one of the most
4 out of 7
players in NBA history. I'm sorry. In terms of like who he's had on his teams, like looking at his Thunder, crazy team, and he only has 2 championships, and he had to go to Steph to get those.
Well, in Oklahoma City, there was only one series.
I guess I'll say this: one of the most disappointing MVPs.
Like I
know what you're saying.
I know what you're saying, but I feel like it's also not his fault.
Yeah.
At some point, it's got to be considered partially his fault. Everywhere he goes, it doesn't work.
They made it to the finals. They just ran into the big 3 in Miami, and then after that, they blew it up where Harden left and he became an MVP, and then Russell became an MVP after that.
Well, Westbrook, the year after he tore his meniscus, Serge Ibaka had a big injury the next season. Then Kevin Durant was injured the whole year. The only year
they had to blow up that team.
They didn't have to blow up the team. Their only thing was the 3-1 lead blown to the Warriors. That's the only thing that's like, gosh darn it.
Yeah.
But like, what about after the whole Warriors? I mean, Kevin Durant hasn't done anything since like
Brooklyn.
Since last year with the Warriors, or second to last year with the Warriors.
With Brooklyn, he was 1 shoe size too big from them winning a championship.
True.
No.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, he was.
Why?
His big toe was over the line.
Wasn't that in the Eastern Conference Finals?
I don't think Brooklyn beats the Suns in that series.
Yeah, that's a big assumption.
That's a huge assumption.
That's a close series. It's definitely close.
Brooklyn didn't have anyone to guard Booker.
Well,
the Bucks had Holiday to put on.
I mean, I only say it's a big assumption because anything could happen in a 7-game series where
that is true.
If someone gets hurt or like a suspension, like
you never know.
2016 Draymond.
That's fair.
No, it could definitely go anywhere. I mean, the Suns were heavily favored to beat the Bucks that year.
Really?
And they ended up losing after going up 2-0. But anyways, Thunder Suns, I think that'd be a fun series. 3-6. You guys were talking about offense versus defense. I've got a similar thing going with the Timberwolves and the Sacramento Kings.
Ooh.
Not only difference between the offense and defense, but 2 completely different styles of play and different speeds. With how fast the Kings play and running everything through Sabonis, and the Timberwolves, a more defensive-minded, kind of slower-paced team. I think that I'm interested to see how that would collide and who would come out of that series.
For sure.
And then the Clippers and Pels again. So.
Yeah.
Look,
go Clippers.
Either way, no matter what happens, unless the Rockets make the playoffs, we're gonna get some great matchups.
Wait, whoa.
You agreed? No, whatever happens, we're gonna get some intriguing, exciting, matchups. Like, no matter what kind of basketball fan you are, like, I feel like this year, out of any year, there will be different series where, like, okay, if you like fast-paced basketball, you can watch the Thunder and the Kings or whatever if they make it. If you want to watch a slow-paced series, you can watch Cavs Magic or Knicks Magic or whatever. I think that there's going to be a lot of variety this year.
Knicks Cavs.
Knicks, Cavs, yes, slow, yeah.
That would be
Indeed.
fun. I didn't even think about that rematch even being a possibility until Jackson said it.
I don't think it is possible, personally.
Ow.
The Magic could bump up to 3. They just
Yeah,
they're
I
they're all
doubt that.
within a game.
I doubt
No,
I doubt the Magic won't be the 3 seed.
well,
I love.
Cavs
I thought
keep
you were a
losing
big
the.
Magic fan. You hate the Magic. I knew it.
No, I'm a
I
real.
knew it
What are
all
you
along.
talking about?
I knew it all along.
What are you talking about?
Orlando
I knew you
Magic.
hated it.
Orlando Magic.
Oh.
As the great Jackson Goglin says, you did it to yourself.
Jackson, about the KD potential thing, I don't know. I know what you're saying. It's not on a level where it's like ultra uber disappointing, where like he underachieved by any means, but he didn't like overachieve either. Like Steph, like if you compare him to Steph came out of nowhere and like surpassed any expectation. Whereas KD
isn't even close to
came in with like a lot of hype, or not came with a lot of hype, but like was like the second best player in the league looked at after
He was
LeBron.
the best player in college basketball as a freshman. Got drafted 2nd overall.
And
I don't think he's on the disappointment level that
up
James Harden's on, though. James Harden's career is even more disappointing.
Well, because he didn't go up and team up with a 73-9 team. Sorry.
Well, he did team up with. He has teamed up with other superstar players.
Well, yeah, but not the
He
greatest.
could change
that
all this
time.
year, though. Could change it all this year, James Harden.
Could change it all this year if the Clippers win it.
I think I would cry. Happiness. Out of happiness.
I would be so happy for Russ and him.
I'd be so happy for Ty Lue, man. Love Ty Lue.
They're not ready.
It definitely doesn't. They're not.
What? They're not ready.
Oh my goodness gracious! But yeah, those are our dream playoff matchups. Let us know in the comments what your dream playoff matchups are as well. We're getting in the final stretch of the regular season. We're like 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks away from the final seedings and the play-in tournament playoff series. I can't wait. It's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to analyze all these series and really get going.
It's going to be an exciting end to the year and beginning of playoffs.
I hope I'm excited. I don't want to retire right at the beginning of the playoffs.
That'd be terrible.
That'd be heartbreaking.
Be very heartbreaking. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe for more NBA content.
Do we not have time?
Stay tuned for the shorts and clips that Nick has been posting on the YouTube channel. Keep on showing the support, man. It means a lot. Every comment we see, every thumbs up, it definitely means a lot towards our progression and our overall morale. It's always a lot of fun getting on here to talk NBA.
For sure.
For you guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you in the next one.
Peace.